That story comes out with Comey and Brennan just yesterday. Drops,
Yes.
Right? So FBI launches probe into former
Yes.
FBI, CIA directors. Fox News reports with, go a little bit lower route for me to read. And I
How
wanna
many
get your,
years have we said John Brennan has to be investigated? Finally, he's being investigated.
Why do you think all these years nothing happened? And why are you happy about the investigation? Why are you glad this is finally happening?
Because I believe that John Brennan has come as close to agitating for a coup as we have ever had in our country. Everybody knew that this Russiagate thing was fake. I had a radio show at the time, and my co-host was a communist, an actual registered member of the Communist Party. And we were in full agreement about this for different reasons. I said, look, when I was at the CIA on the analytics side, they taught us that we could not make an analytic decision or judgment unless we had evidence. And I said, I'm not seeing any evidence of any Russian involvement with the Trump campaign. Just because John Brennan and Hillary Clinton and Comey get up and say, oh, he's with the Russians. That's not evidence. There's no evidence there at all. If you've got evidence, and you can't go in front of a camera and say, oh, if you could see what I see, because I have clearances, if you could, oh my God, you would know.
Adam Schiff. Yeah.
What bullshit is that?
Yeah.
If you have evidence, lay it out. The American people are intelligent. We can figure it out for ourselves. So those of us who actually dug a little deeper knew that this was BS from the very beginning. And it should have been criminal at the time. So finally, an investigation is taking place. Having been through the justice system here, I am not one to celebrate prosecutors going out and targeting people. But this, imagine the danger involved. What we almost saw was essentially the denial of democracy, the potential overthrow of a democratically elected president of the United States. It's shocking to me. Like, I get chills just thinking about it. That's how close he came. Let me add one other thing. Talking about lawfare. The former U.S. attorney for the state of Utah in the first Trump administration very, very graciously agreed to be one of the signatories on a letter to President Trump asking him to pardon me. Tucker Carlson, Judge Napolitano, two former deputy attorneys general, and U.S. Attorney Holman. And what he said this on Fox, I think it was, the Kiriakou case was the template for the Democratic Party's policy of lawfare. I didn't realize it at the time. But when I was arrested, we got discovery from the Justice Department, 15,000 pages of classified documents. In that tranche, we found 3 memos. One was from John Brennan to Eric Holder, the Attorney General, saying, charge him with espionage.
You.
Yes. And Holder wrote back and said, my people don't think he committed espionage.
Who wrote back? Holder?
Holder.
Eric Holder?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And Brennan wrote back again and said, charge him anyway and make him defend himself.
That's documented?
Yeah. It's still technically classified. It's not been declassified. But there it is. So this is a guy that I think was testing lawfare on me. He ruined me. I went bankrupt. I lost my wife and kids. I lost my job. I lost my freedom for 2 years. And they said, ha, it works. And then they went after Donald Trump.
So what do you think is going to happen here? Do you think anything's going to come out?
No.
Yeah.
I hate to say.
I know. But the part about the no is, here's where my no goes. So, it's like, wow, the reason why President Trump is, Epstein, because he's implicated. He's in it.
I don't believe that.
Well, no, but of course I don't believe that. What I'm saying is, that argument is out because the left would have used it against them the last 8 years. And they would
Exactly.
have had it no problem because Epstein hung out with all of them.
And they would have leaked it.
Of course they would have done that to destroy him. So that's out. So then for me, it's maybe one of Trump's biggest allies, donors, money, somebody, and that was one of their favorites. Yeah,
That's
I got you.
possible.
Don't worry about it.
Sure.
Okay, I believe that because Trump's a favorite guy and he, Roy Cohen. Okay.
Sure.
Number 3 is holding people hostage because you got the intel blackmail. That's my number one reason why they're doing that. That's above most people's pay grade that they don't know about this kind of stuff. So,
Sure.
okay. So they're not going to do that. So now, how much dirt has John Brennan have on the people that have helped Trump? How much to say like, what are you guys doing? We're all in this thing. We're all pigs. So relax. Nothing ends up happening to him. Nothing ends up happening to Comey because they all have dirt on each other. If Comey was there for as many years as he was, and he's an ally of Hillary, and Hillary's not happy about what Comey did because Comey could have waited one more week.
One more week.
If you remember when Pfizer came out and said the vaccine is ready, 3 days after Biden won. If Pfizer could have announced that the vaccine is ready a week
early.
prior, Trump would have won, right? So, but there is a lot of timing, and Comey effed up a little bit for Hillary, if
Yes.
you think about it.
Yes.
But we know how dirty he is, and we know how much his tentacles are still everywhere. Do you really think they're going to be able to do anything for this guy?
No.
I don't know. I think a part of the timing is also interesting. So the moment Epstein comes out, biggest fumble of all time. Oh shit, we got a distraction. We got to get the media to talk about something else.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's go after Brennan, and this is the time. Let's go
Yeah.
after Brennan and Comey. Strategically, I get it. Strategically, I fully understand it. To distract the podcasters, the media,
Sure.
the X community. Hey, what? Epstein, number one trending topic? Oh shit, next story. I forgot about this.
It happens all the time.
And it happens very effectively.
Americans underestimate the power that these Washington people have. They underestimate it. I'll tell you something else too. The files that J. Edgar Hoover had at the FBI were legendary, right? And everybody knows that the night of his death, his secretary burned the most damning files. But that's not to say that there aren't files on everybody now. A very close friend of mine, senior CIA officer, 32, 33 years, told me that his very first job at the CIA as a 22-year-old guy was in the Office of Counterintelligence. So on his first day, he went in and they give him a tour of the office. Here's where you're going to sit. Here's your desk. This is your computer, whatever. We didn't have computers back then. It was typewriters. But he said there was an entire wall of paper files. And the secretary told him, whatever you do, don't go into those files. He said, well, of course, the first night that he was there.
Has to find out.
Yeah, he went straight to the files. He said every single file was on an American, which is patently illegal. But every single file, and he said there were thousands of them.
Are you surprised?
Absolutely not.
I'm not. I'm not surprised. So, to me, I don't think much is going to happen with this part. I think this was just a immediately, hey guys, I don't know what's going to happen with Bondi, because this was what happened with O'Keefe Media Group that they caught her saying what she said, and then afterwards she comes out and says that, and it's not like O'Keefe doesn't like Bondi. It's like
Sure.
he's trying to protect her. Hey guys, you guys been. So I think her timeline is numbered. I don't know how much longer it could be. She may stay there for the rest of the time. But, and not because she's a bad person. I've met her, I've spoken to her a couple of times. I just think this was a big mishandling. And now they got to distract and go to the next thing. A couple other things. CIA, what is the plumber squad? What is the CIA plumber squad? Nixon,
Nixon's
1970-something, and
Yeah.
Hitman. Was that a real thing?
Yeah, crazy as that sounds. Yes, it was. So there are sort of two CIAs, or maybe we could even say three. There was the pre-1975 CIA, which just did anything it damn well pleased, going out, killing heads of state and importing, heroin from Vietnam and doing anything it wanted. The Church Committee in the Senate and the Pike Committee in the House ended that. In 1975, they created the Senate and House intelligence committees to oversee the CIA, especially its covert action.
Is this the John Perkins economic hitman pre-era where they would go out there and say, here's what
It's
we're
like
going
the
to do.
Wild
This-
West.
Right.
Yeah.
And they could get away with it.
Yeah, oh yeah. And they did get away with it. Then from 75 to September 11th, the CIA very gradually reassumed some of its power and authority, but especially under Ronald Reagan. Then there's post 9/11, and the CIA just does anything it wants again. You know, I'll give you a little bit of a side.
Patriot Act, all that.
Oh,
opened it up
yeah,
to
yeah.
give
It
it
opened
going.
up everything. When I got out of prison, I was invited to dinner at the Greek ambassador's residence in Washington. So I went, and there was a senator there who's a member of the Intelligence Committee. And he came up to me, and he said, "Hey, welcome home. So glad you're back. Sorry things played out the way they did." And I said, I appreciate it, but Senator, I got to be honest with you. I was very disappointed that you didn't stand up for me. I really expected more from you. And he got angry. And he goes, "Look, it took all of my energy just to not lose my security clearance." And I said, "Oh, you're afraid of them." Like, now it makes sense. I thought you were the congressional overseers. You're afraid of them.
Yeah.
It put things into perspective.
Yeah. So, but to go back to this, the White House plumbers,
Yeah,
the unit that they had,
right.
actual fixers,
Yes.
like actual fixers,
Yeah, actual fixtures. And by some accounts, even assassins.
right?
Yeah.
Does that still exist today or no?
Well, you know, in a more formal way, I would have to say yes, because they've got organizations like Global, what do they call themselves now? Global Services or whatever, the Assassination Squad. And John Brennan used to do this, the Tuesday morning kill list. Did you hear about that?
No.
He would meet at the White House with CIA reps every Tuesday morning, and they would come up with a list of people to be killed that week.
John Brennan had a Tuesday morning meeting to go through with CIA who they're gonna kill that week.
Yeah,
What an interesting meeting.
yeah. The Tuesday morning kill list meeting.
Seriously?
Yeah. I think it was first reported in the Boston Globe.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
So that's a
oh,
New
okay.
Yorker
So
2013.
it
What
was
does
the,
John consider
the New
a legal
Yorker.
framework? American government can decide whom to torture. Sam Brennan is the President Obama nominee, Director of General Intelligence. Last time they named came up on one too. He didn't get it because he seemed so close to the torture program perpetrated while he was senior official of CIA. If he was has greater distance, it's only because the time passed. Was it Brennan? The questions about those years.
There it is.
The kill list.
One of them is crafting the president's kill list and then taking it to him for final approval. So they come up with a list of names. Obama would sign it, and then Global Resources and Special Activities would send their teams out, kill people, come home, wait for the next Tuesday meeting. It's pretty sick.
Did you ever work with them?
I worked in the same office, but we didn't do operations.
Did you meet him?
Oh, yeah. I
What
knew.
was he like?
Oh, Brennan?
Yeah.
Oh, I've known Brennan since 1990. Hi, everybody. I'm John Kiriakou, former CIA officer. Please find me on Minect. We have a lot to talk about. CIA, FBI, DOD, torture, secret prisons, international renditions. Maybe you or your child want to apply for a job at the CIA and are looking for some tips. Let me know. There's a lot we can talk about. You pick the subject, we'll make it happen. Again, it's on Minect. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.